The next one. In spite of his remarkable qualities, he failed to win popular support because of his affectation. I told you about the word affectation. Affectation means pretension, right? Behaving in an artificial manner is termed as affectation. Now, in spite of is a contrast indicator. In spite of is the same as despite, regardless of, notwithstanding. N-O-T W-I-T-H-S-T-A-N-D-I-N-G. These words mean the same. In spite is a wrong usage. It must be in spite of. Despite of is a wrong usage. It must be despite. In spite of his remarkable qualities is the same as despite his remarkable qualities, regardless of his remarkable qualities, notwithstanding his remarkable qualities. These mean the same. In spite of is a contrast indicator. As you know, it must connect one positive idea and one negative idea. The first idea is his remarkable qualities, positive. Remarkable qualities means qualities that deserve appreciation or praise. Praiseworthy qualities. Qualities that deserve mention, positive. So in spite of is a contrast indicator. The first idea is positive, so the second idea must be negative. The second idea here is he failed to win popular support, negative. So the concept of contrast indicator is completely fine. Then, because of is a cause and effect indicator, must connect a positive reason and a positive result, or negative reason and a negative result. The result here is he failed to win popular support, negative. The result is negative, the reason must also be negative, so his affectation must be undoubtedly something negative. If you ask me why did he fail to win popular support, the answer is because of his affectation. So his affectation is a reason here, result is negative, reason must also negative. The concept of cause of indicator is completely fine. Affectation is a negative word meaning pretension. An artificial way of behavior is termed as affectation. Affection is completely different from affectation. Both are nouns, but the meanings are completely different. Affection means what? Love, admiration and all. That is affection. Affectation is a completely different word meaning pretension, an artificial way of behavior. The options are pretense, deception, arrogance, formalism. Pretense means a way of behaving that is intended to deceive people. An artificial way of behavior deceives people, that is termed as pretense or pretension. A must be considered, the same meaning. Deception is the art of deceiving something. Deceiving means like cheating something or someone. The act of cheating someone is termed as deceiving, right? But deceiving is not the meaning of affectation. Affectation means an artificial way of behavior. Eliminated. Arrogance is a quality of being arrogant, being angry, being aggressive and all, being rough, being tough. Tough in the sense of a negative way, not that physically built and all. Being rough, like being coarse and all, negative. Not the meaning of the word affectation. Eliminated. Formalism is strict or excessive attention to. In a way it is positive, because being strict in a way is positive. Excessive attention to something is negative, right? Does not fit the meaning of the word affectation. The answer must be option A, pretense. Noun. Affectation is an IUN word noun. Pretense is also a noun. In spite of his remarkable qualities, he failed to win popular support because of his pretense, of his affectation, his artificial way of behavior. The next one. Those who admit the ultimacy of values implicitly recognize the spiritual reality behind the universe. The options are essentially, imperceptibly, intrinsically, inside, natural way actually, not the acquired one, tacitly. Those who admit the ultimacy of values. Admitting the ultimacy of values is something of course positive. Implicitly recognize the spiritual reality behind the universe. Recognizing the spiritual reality behind the universe is also something that is positive, right? Admitting the ultimacy of values is positive. Recognizing the spiritual reality behind the universe is also something positive. So implicitly must be a positive word. Now implicit and explicit, that's a bit different actually. Implicit and explicit. Now every passage or every text or every paragraph conveys an implicit meaning as well as an explicit meaning. An explicit meaning is the outer surface meaning. That means even if we go for a light reading of the passage, that means even if you skim through the passage, you can understand the implicit meaning of it. The explicit meaning. Implicit meaning is the hidden meaning. Only if you read between the lines, that means if you give importance to every word, read the text with a lot of attention or concentration, we can understand the implicit meaning. Right? So explicit meaning is the outer surface meaning, implicit meaning is a hidden meaning. Those who admit the ultimacy of values implicitly recognize the spiritual reality behind the values. It means without any doubt, easily they can understand or they can recognize without any doubt they recognize, or without any question they recognize, they can easily recognize this must be the meaning. They can easily recognize, or without any doubt they recognize the spiritual reality behind the universe. Essentially means something fundamental. Yes, essentially fits here. Essentially recognize the spiritual reality means without any doubt. It means without any question they recognize the spiritual reality behind the universe. Leave it. Imperceptibly is a negative word because I am is a negative prefix. Perceptible means something that can be understood. Imperceptible means something that cannot be understood. Impossible or difficult to perceive by the mind. Perceive by the mind means to understand. Negative word, we need a positive word, eliminated. Intrinsically is an essential or natural way. It's like what is there within us, not the acquired one. Does not fit the meaning of the word implicitly, eliminated. Tacitly is without expressing something directly, in a way negative. Without expressing something directly means like going for an indirect way of expression, something negative, eliminated. The answer must be option A, essentially. Those who admit the ultimacy of values essentially recognize the spiritual reality behind the universe. The next one. The automobile industry depends on indigenous technology. We know this word indigenous, right? Something that we get by birth, not acquired one, right? Something is intrinsic. The options are sophisticated, ancient, alien, native. The automobile industry depends on indigenous technology. That means like native technology, not acquired ones, not from outside. Sophisticated, highly complicated or developed, does not fit the meaning of the word indigenous, eliminated. In is not a negative prefix here. The single word indigenous. Now you know GEN refers to like gender, okay, genes, right? The quality of a particular class of people. That means what the features that they have by birth. That's native. Of indigenous growth on nature, native qualities, indigenous technology, native technology. Ancient means belonging to the very distant past. Ancient and modern, nowhere related to this context, eliminated. Alien means unfamiliar. I mean something that is not from this planet, not belonging to our group, alien, stranger kind of thing. Does not fit this context, eliminated. The answer must be option D, native. Native is same as indigenous, of indigenous growth or origin. Come to next question. He could rise to this stature because of his invincible courage. Now, because of is a cause and effect indicator. Must connect a reason and a result. Positive result, negative result. He could rise to this stature is of course positive. So here the result is positive. The reason must also be positive. So his invincible courage must of course be positive, right? So if you ask me why could he rise to this? Why he could rise to the stature? The answer is because of his invincible courage. So his invincible courage is the reason here, and he could rise to the stature is the result here. Positive reason, the result is positive, the reason must also be positive. So invincible means, invincible must be a positive word. Invincible means something that cannot be beaten, right? We cannot beat him. That means no one can beat him. He has got invincible courage, a courage that cannot be beaten, right? That's the meaning. The options are inviolable, positive word, unmanageable, unbeatable, immeasurable. Courage is a noun, so invincible becomes an adjective. And all these options are adjectives. Inviolable courage, never to be broken. Never to be broken in the sense never to be violated. We are not talking about courage that cannot be violated, eliminated. Broken in this context means violated. Unmanageable, impossible to manage, impossible to handle, cannot be controlled, cannot be managed, negatively charged word. We want a positive word, eliminated. Unbeatable, impossible to debate. Unbeatable is impossible to defeat. That cannot be beaten or defeated, that must be the answer. Immeasurable, too large, extensive, in a way negative. And one more thing, there's something like immeasurable courage here, courage that cannot be beaten or defeated. The answer must be option C. So he could rise to the stature because of his unbeatable courage. No one can make him feel dispirited. He's always courageous, bold or brave. That's the meaning. The next one. Though he is a teacher, his speech lacks distinctness. Now, though is a contrast indicator, must connect one positive idea and one negative idea. The first idea here is he is a teacher, positive. So second idea must be negative, right? Now here, the second idea must be negative. Lacks is anyway a negative word. So if we go for one more negative word here, because of double negation, it becomes positive. A contrast indicator can never connect to positive ideas. It must always connect one positive idea and one negative idea. Lacks is anyway a negative word, so distinctness must be a positive word. Only then the second idea becomes negative. Distinctness means like something that can be very easily understood. It means there's nothing like confusion in that. That's the meaning. The options are clarity, precision, distinction, fluency. Clarity means ability to be easily understood. That's the meaning, right? Even though he is a teacher, his speech lacks clarity. That means the listeners cannot easily understand what he says or what he teaches. That's the meaning. Precision, the fact of being exact and accurate, being true, right? Doesn't make sense here actually. His speech, even though he's a teacher, his speech lacks precision means he can never lie. A teacher can also lie. Does not make sense here. Eliminated. Distinction is a completely different word. Differentiating. The quality of being excellent or superior. There is one meaning of distinction. Then differentiating, that is distinguishing, differentiating. Distinction means very excellent. Now he has earned a distinction, right, in the examination. He has earned a distinction in the examination means like high grade in the examination. Distinguish means to differentiate. Does not fit here, eliminated. Fluency is a quality of or condition of being fluent. He is fluent in the language. Means he can speak the language the way he speaks. He can speak the language the way he speaks his mother tongue. Right? Does not fit here, gone. The answer must be. It is not compulsory the teacher should be fluent in the language. Teacher can way a teacher wants. But the thing is that it should be delivered properly with clarity, no matter in which language he speaks. So though he is a teacher, his speech lacks clarity, it means distinctness. The judge was both judicious and impartial. Both will be followed by and. Right? And is a support indicator, must connect either two positive ideas or two negative ideas. The first idea is judicious, underlined. The second idea is impartial, of course, positive. Being partial is negative. I am is a negative prefix meaning not. So impartial means not partial or not biased, giving equal importance to all, right? not favoring one side. So judicious must of course be a positive word and is a support indicator. The options are judicial, wise, intelligent, kind. Now judicious in the sense the ability to take intelligent decisions. The ability to take apt or accurate decisions is judicious. Positively charged word. Positive word. Positive word. Adjective. Impartial is also an adjective. Impartial judge. Judicious judge. Judicial, wise, intelligent, kind, all these are impartial. All these are positive. Sorry. All these are positive. All these are adjectives. Then judicious means the ability to take wise or intelligent decisions. Ability to take decisions that are apt or accurate. Judicial is the administration of justice. A judge can never be judicial because judicial is referring to the administration. Gone. Wise, having or showing experience, knowledge and good judgment. This is what we want. A judge must always be wise because judge must have enough experience to take decisions and good knowledge to take wise judgments, to make wise judgments or give wise verdicts. Intelligent is having or showing intelligence. Only intelligence will not help a judge. A judge must be wise. A judge should have the ability to take intelligent decisions. So when you compare wise and intelligent, undoubtedly the better option must be wise. Intelligent is eliminated. Kind is showing care about other people. There's no need for a judge to be kind actually, right? Because judge will never go for a decision based on his personal feelings. Even though a judge knows that a person is not guilty of the crime, a judge may have to go for a decision or verdict against that person if all the evidences are against that person, right? So it does not fit here. Gone. The answer must be B. A judge must be impartial. A judge was both wise, judicious and impartial. Both are positively charged words. The next one. Reading fiction. Fiction you know, right? Like a cooked up story, a manufactured story. Reading fiction is an absorbing, creative and entertaining hobby and is a support indicator. Three ideas are getting connected by and. One is absorbing. The first one is absorbing here. The second one is creative. The third one is entertaining. And must be connecting supporting ideas. When three supporting ideas are getting connected by and must connect the second idea and the third idea. The second idea is creative. The third idea is entertaining. The second idea and the third idea are connected by and. That is completely fine. Creative is positive. Imagination and all. Entertaining is positive. So absorbing must also be positive. Absorbing means reading a novel, fiction. Reading a novel the novel must be able to grasp our attention and make us feel interested in reading the novel. That's the meaning of absorbing, right? It should grab our attention and make us feel interested in reading the novel. That means we should not leave the novel in the middle. After reading it to the half, we should not leave it. We should have the intention or interest in in completing the novel. That's called absorbing. Right? It was an absorbing performance. Like we did not feel like it was boring. We did not feel like getting up and going. We were very much interested in watching the whole performance. That's the meaning of an absorbing performance. The options are a concentrating, an engrossing, a fascinating, and enriching. All are positively charged words. Adjectives. Creative is an adjective. Absorbing is an adjective. Entertaining is also an adjective. Adjective because hobby is a noun. And these three words are describing hobby, which is a noun. So creative, absorbing and entertaining are adjectives. Concentrating means focus all one's attention on a particular object or activity. That's what we do actually. Reading fiction is an absorbing activity. Right. It's not concentrating here. Eliminated. Engrossing, absorbing all one's attention or interest. That means we don't feel like stopping. We don't feel like stopping the activity of reading. We want to complete the whole thing because it absorbs us. Engrossing. Makes sense? A fascinating means extremely interesting. Interesting is the same as entertaining. Eliminated. Now the meaning of absorbing. And enriching, improving the quality of value of. He enriches us. That means his art enriches us. That means adds quality to us. This is not the synonym of the word absorbing, eliminated. The answer must be engrossing. Reading habit, reading fiction is an engrossing, creative and entertaining. The next one. The perspicuity of the lawyer's arguments was remarkable. Remarkable means, as I told you, something that deserves appreciation, praise or congratulation. Something that is praiseworthy. So the lawyer's arguments were praiseworthy. Remarkable. And then the lawyer's arguments were remarkable. The perspicuity of the lawyer's arguments was remarkable. Eliminating the middleman. Lawyer cannot be taken as a noun because of the apostrophe. Lawyer's arguments is a noun. Perspicuity, ity word, noun. Eliminating the middleman. Lawyer's arguments will get eliminated. Perspicuity, singular, uncountable. Uncountable nouns carry a singular verb with them. Was remarkable. So what was remarkable? The perspicuity was remarkable. Remarkable is praiseworthy. So perspicuity must be something that is positively charged. Perspicuity, perceive, means like to understand in a clear manner. Able to be understood in a clear, distinct manner is termed as perceiving. Perspicuity means the same, right? To be able to understand in a clear manner, in a precise manner, in a distinct way. The options are logic. Was remarkable. Remarkable is an adjective. The word remarkable describes perspicuity. Perspicuity is a noun. Any word that describes noun is called an adjective. Based on that, logic is eliminated. Logic is a noun. Relevance. Logical is an adjective. Eliminated. Precision, fact of being exact and accurate. It means nothing wrong. Right. Lucidity, clearness of thought or style. Perspicuity means lucidity, being clear. So precision is gone. Profundity, profound means going deep. Great depth of insight and knowledge. Profundity in the subject means he has great knowledge in the subject. He has gone deep into the subject. That means he is an expert at the subject. He is very good at the subject. Now the meaning of perspicuity, eliminated, must be lucidity. The lucidity of the lawyer's arguments. And the two, he was arguing. His arguments were very clear. That's the meaning. Right. The answer must be C. The next one. A man of unsound mind, negative. That means like who has a mental disorder and all, abnormal state. A man of unsound mind who is not mentally in good health, whose mental health is not good. A man of unsound mind, he was exonerated from all responsibility of his actions. That means like he was free of all the responsibility of his actions because he was not in a normal state, right? He was not mentally well. As he was not mentally well, he cannot be punished for his, or he should not be held responsible for his actions because he was not in a good mental state. It's the meaning of exonerated. It means he was not punished for what he did. He was set free because he cannot be held responsible for his actions because of his unstable mind. Unstable, unsound mind. Sound means good, unsound means not good mental state. Exculpated, prevented, excused, liberated. Exculpated means show or declare that it is not guilty of wrongdoing. The person cannot be held responsible for his actions because of his unsound mind. That means he was exculpated from all responsibility for his actions. Makes sense. Leave. Prevented means to stop someone from doing something. To hold or keep back. We cannot say that. Does not make sense. The man was prevented from the responsibility of his actions because of his unsound mind. Does not make sense. Eliminated. Excuse means release from a duty or requirement. Please excuse me. Please forgive me. Excuse me can be said to grab attention as well. If you are not noticing, I can say excuse me to get your attention. Then to forgiveness. I have done something wrong. Please excuse me. Please forgive me. Does not fit this context. Eliminated. Liberated means freed from. And here, when you compare, liberated means like giving freedom. Free of chains is liberated. In this sentence, we are talking about his unsound mind and he is free from all responsibilities of his actions because of his unsound mind. That meaning comes with exculpated. Show or declare that it is not guilty of wrongdoing. from all responsibility for his actions. The answer must be A. A man of unsound mind, he was exculpated from all responsibility for his actions. The next one. He is known to be a prolific writer. Being known is something positive. He is known to be a prolific writer, positively charged, adjective. A prolific writer is one who can who meets success, who will be successful. It means one who gets positive results, whose works get positive results, can be termed as a prolific writer. The options are versatile, productive, great, powerful. Versatile is able to adapt many different functions or activities. Who can adapt to the situations, who can perform different activities, can be called a versatile person. Cannot be the same as prolific, because prolific is one who gets positive results for his actions. Productive is effective in bringing about. Effective in bringing about good results. Effective in bringing about good results is productive. Here, prolific writer is one who meets success. That means who gets positive results. Consider it. Great means of an extent. Yes, he is known to be a great writer, makes sense, but great is not the synonym of the word prolific. Eliminated. Powerful means having great power or strength. Not the meaning of the word, not the exact meaning as the word. Doesn't convey the same meaning as the word prolific. Gone. All these make sense. He is known to be a versatile writer, he is known to be a great writer, he is known to be a powerful writer. All these make sense, but we want a word that has a meaning the same as, convey the same meaning or similar meaning as that of the word prolific. So in this case it must be productive. He is known to be a productive writer. He tried to alleviate the sufferings of his neighbor. Alleviate means to reduce, right? Alleviate the pain means to reduce the pain. He tried everything to alleviate the pain of his friend. The pain of his friend's pain. That means he tried everything to reduce the pain that his friend was suffering. Positive word. Alleviating the sufferings is of course positive. The options are abate. Abate is a negative word, but here AB is a negative prefix, but here in this sentence became to make it less intense, less extreme. The meaning of a word changes based on the context in which the word appears. Abate means to become less intense or less widespread. He tried to abate the sufferings of his neighbor. Yeah, reduce the sufferings of his neighbor. Makes sense. The same meaning. Dissipate means to disappear, cause to disappear. He cannot make the sufferings of his neighbor disappear. He can try to reduce it, eliminate it. Remove means take away. Same thing, disappear. He cannot remove the sufferings of his neighbor. Does not make sense. Relieve, yes. Cause to become less severe or serious. Now he tried to relieve the sufferings means that he is relieved of pain. That means he does not have pain. We're talking about reducing the pain. So D is gone. The answer must be A. He tried to abate the sufferings of his neighbor. Her evidence totally refuted the charges. Refuted is a negative word, right? To prove that something is not correct or not true. Refused, denied, disproved, repelled. Refuse means show that one is not willing to do. Saying no to an offer is termed as refusing. I told you, if you offer something to me and I say no to it, that is termed as refusing. It's not the meaning of refute. Refuting, that proving that something is wrong or not correct or not right. Denied is state that one refuses to admit the truth. It's a state in which one refuses to admit the truth or the existence of something. Saying no to something is termed as denying. Saying no to something, no to an offer is called refusing. Saying that we haven't done something is termed as denying. Saying or stating that we haven't done something is called denying. Not the meaning of refuting, not proving wrong. Disprove that, prove that it is false. Yes. Her evidence disproved the charges means her evidence proved that the charges were false. Yes. Proving, disprove is an opposite of it because DIS is a negative prefix. So her evidence proved that the charges were false. That means her evidence totally disproved the charges. Refuted, the same meaning. Repelled is to drive back, right? To drive back is to repel, getting back and all. Does not fit this context, eliminate, it must be C. Evidence disprove the charges means her evidence proved the charges false. Refuted the charges. The next one. If a leader wants to be popular, he should master the art of being civil to everyone. This is a conditional sentence. It starts with if. The first rule in the topic conditional sentences. When the if clause talks about an action in the future, the whole sentence must be in the future tense. If a leader wants to be popular means the if clause talks about an action in the future. He should master the art. Should is a compulsory action. And if clause can be followed by or will be followed by will, would, can, could, must or should, might, etc. Grammatically correct. If a leader wants to be popular, if is a cause and effect indicator as well, must connect a reason and a result. A leader wants to be popular is positive. He should master the art of being civil must also be positive. Civil to everyone must also be positive. Civil means like polite. Now here, polite or kind to everyone. Civil is of course a positive word, civilians. Right. Polite, civilized, friendly, obedient. Polite means showing behavior that is respectful. He should be, if a leader wants to be popular, only a polite person or a kind person, only a person who is good to everyone will become popular, undoubtedly. Right? So you should master the art of being civil to everyone, polite to everyone, kind to everyone. Makes sense. Civilized is being cultured. To bring out of a savage or rude state, being cultured, right? Not the meaning of being civil, right? Or civilized. Civilized means being cultured, not the meaning of civil here. Completely different words actually, gone. Friendly means kind and pleasant. Now if he is friendly to everyone doesn't mean he becomes popular. But if he is polite to everyone, if he cares for their needs, if he is kind to everyone, if he empathizes with everyone, he can be popular, and that's the meaning of civil. Friendly is not the meaning of civil actually. Friendly means amicable. Right? We should resolve our differences in a friendly manner, in an amicable manner. We should resolve our differences amicably or in an amicable manner. Obedient, willing to comply with, abide by, willing to agree to everything, willing to agree with everyone, willing to abide by the customs and all those things. Obedient, willing to comply with an order or request. Now here, if a leader wants to be popular, it doesn't necessarily mean that he should be obedient, but he should be polite, kind. Gone, the answer must be option A. If a leader wants to be popular, he should master the art of being polite to everyone. So understand the meaning of a sentence and try to make a guess of your own regarding the meaning of the word, regarding a word that needs to be used to replace the word that is underlined, and then move on to the options and see which word has a meaning similar to that of the word you have on mind. The same is a way of approach in the case of closed test and sentence completion. Got it? Thank you.